Long ago, there was a man who lived alone in the woods. He was an explorer, an adventurer. This man, of course, was me, Amelio Maxwell. Life was good out in the forest. I had all that I needed: food, water, fresh air. But on one particular day, I woke up feeling different. Off. Hungry. That early morning, I craved for something special. Exceptional. Something more than just breakfast. I wanted eggs for breakfast. Yes, I had a hankering for eggs, but not just any eggs. Specifically, I wanted to eat a plate of steaming, scrambled Seiken eggs, but as to how I would obtain the eggs of the rare Seiken bird, a native animal to the woods in which I dwell, I would have to travel nearly half a day there and back, and it would be worth it. It was poached nearly to extinction, and I knew the location of one single nest. Their resting place was far off, on the edge of the treacherous wilderland, which was full of steep cliffs, mazes of trees, and dangerous beasts. However, I knew that it would be worth the gold hidden in the little white treasure bundles. I had gone on many a quest in my past. A few of my favorites have been sailing all 7 of the seas in search of the most stupendous and scarce scrumptious salt, clambering to the cold, crisp cliff to catch and cook the crazed coral-colored cow, and traversing the terrifying tropical trails to trap and toast the treacherous teal-tailed turkey. However, those were in the days of my youth. These adventures have tired me to a point that this last trip could prove to be my hardest. But what's this? A fork in the road? I certainly did not remember the trail splitting in two. Taking the wrong one could end in disaster, so I knew that I had to choose my path with care. I started to doubt myself. Had I come in the wrong direction? Impossible. I decided to consult my compass and began to do some extensive math. Was it 100 degrees to the east, or could it be 60 degrees to the west? No, none of that. I needed to clear my head, to start over. At long last, I got my calculations correct. I hoped. I took a deep breath and chose the path right, every step getting closer and closer to the coveted eggs. I had been to the location once before, though it was many years ago. The path around me was growing more and more familiar. I could feel deep in my gut that I was growing nearer to my final destination. Yes, the liquid gold that is the eggs would soon be at hand. After what had felt like an eternity, I had arrived at the nest's resting place. Tentatively, I picked up the delicious eggs. A wave of contentment and satisfaction washed over me. This feeling is why I love to explore. This feeling of discovery and wonder. It fulfills me. I took only what I needed, leaving one egg behind. This is the life of adventure. Through the hardships and struggles, when your mind feels fried, so to speak, the satisfaction of victory always sees it through. It was this very satisfaction that fueled my tired legs on the long walk home. But alas, before I could finish celebrating my triumphant finding of the eggs, catastrophe struck. My hat, a family heirloom passed down to me from my father, William Maxwell III, was blown out of my hand and off of a cliff. I knew that I had to get it back, even if it delayed my meal. After a few quick calculations, I deduced that even if I were to get down this cliff, it was too steep to get back up. So I set off in search of a spot from which I could get down safely. I found a place that I thought might work, but I wasn't sure. I resolved that I had to risk it. If I couldn't make it back up, I don't know what I'd do. I scrambled down, not before carefully dropping my bag with my prized eggs. And I walked to where the hat had fallen. Grabbed it, and then looked for a place to climb back up. My stomach was now growling. As I attempted to ascend a cliff with a flourish, I lost my footing and tumbled to the ground below. It was not a terribly long fall, and I thought nothing of it. Little did I know that I would soon regret my attempt at dramatic flair. My ankle was sprained, and I wouldn't realize it until the damage had been done. I was nearing home. I could almost taste the delicious, savory eggs, but my trek still wasn't quite done. One more cliff to climb over, easy enough. And finally, back to where I started. My foot, the one I sprained, was beginning to feel sore at this point. I had a bandage in my pack, if I could just stick it out until I got to camp. I could bandage it while warming up by the fire. Just as quickly as it had begun, my journey had ended. Today I had worked hard, boiling under the sun, and I soon got back to camp, happily finding everything exactly as I had left it. Unlike the times I've come back to camp to find a friend rummaging through my food supply. I started a fire and finally, giving rest to my legs, I bandaged my wounded ankle. After waiting all day for breakfast, I began preparing my meal. I grabbed my old trusty skillet and prepared the fire for cooking. I scrambled the eggs in my mess kit. I added my homemade seasoning blend, which I'll list below. I diced some tomatoes from my little garden. It always tastes better if you grow it yourself, I always say. And I chopped up some fresh onions. I like my onions chopped larger, but you can definitely chop them smaller. Next, you heat up your pan and pour a little bit of olive oil at the bottom to help cook the onions and tomatoes, which you add next. Once they are all cooked to your liking, add the eggs. Use a spatula to keep the eggs moving around in your skillet. And you're done. Now, of course, I used the eggs of the Sycan bird, but you can use any eggs that you wish. Now the ingredients are as follows.
2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1/2 tablespoon dill chopped, 1/4 cup of tomato diced, 1/4 cup of onion diced. I can do that.